What's going on, everybody? This is CryPTOCRANE, and we are here on the Sunday night hangout on the Crypto Hangout Network. Today is September the 4th. It is 8:02, and today we're going to talk about some news. Luna C seems to be pumping. A lot of people have been asking me questions why that I've been coming across. So we're going to talk deeply about that, about the Luna C coin. And we're also going to talk a little bit about the Fed Now coin, but we're mostly going to get into the Luna C coin, as that is the one that is pumping right now, and what I'm getting more questions asked. So I hope everybody is doing good on this Labor Day weekend. I hope you're enjoying family, eating a lot of barbecue, and I hope the weather has been great. In my area, the weather has been terrible. We've been having scattered thunderstorms, so I hope all is going well with everyone out in the YouTube space. All right, now, so let's get into the today's movers. All right, so now we have Bitcoin and Ethereum. Bitcoin is up 1%, Ethereum is up 10%. You have BNB up 0.63%, Cardano up 16.67%, XRP up 2.3%, Solana up 6%, Dogecoin up 2%, Polkadot up 7%, Polygon Matic up 14%, Shiba Inu up 7%. You have Tron up 3%, DAI up 0.07 stablecoin. You have Tron up 3%, 3.25%. Avalanche is up 4.74%. Unised up 1.8%. Wrapped Bitcoin 1.64%. Uniswap 11.93%. Ethereum Classic 4%. Litecoin 13.77%. Cosmos 25.14%. FTX token 3.41%. Chainlink 14%. Near Protocol 13%. Let's see here. Near Protocol 13%, so you guys can see. Chronos 1.57%, Monero 6.4%, Stellar 3.3%, Bitcoin Cash 4.9%. You have Algorand, which is 9%, almost 10%. Right there at that 10%. Algorand is also part of the ISO 22 coin. And you have Flow, which is up 14%, which I suspect that big news that came about with Ticketmaster using Flow blockchain for their tickets, etc. So I suppose that is why Flow is up 14.5%. And if you have not don't know anything about Flow, we do have a video on Flow blockchain on our Coin Hunter series that you can catch and watch on the YouTube channel up under the videos. If you go to our playlist and watch the look for the Coin Hunter series, you can find out about Flow. All right, and then we have VeChain is up 5%, Filecoin up 11%, ICP Internet Computer Protocol up 7%, Decentraland Mana up 8%, EOS up 4%, ApeCoin up 2.83%. Sandbox up 5.7%, Tezos up 8.94%, Hedera is down 1.69%, Chili's up 1.99%, we have Aave up 12.5%, Axie Infinity up 10%, Elrond Gold 3.7%, Theta Networks 6.7%, Quant QNT up 1.81%, we have Bitcoin SV up 2.29%, Zcash up 4.16%, and Pax dollars down 0.04%, and that rounds out the top 50 movers for the 24 hours or 7-day period. All right, so what I wanted to talk to you guys about, if you haven't noticed, Luna coin has been pumping. Okay, that coin has been moving, and a lot of people thought it was dead, which what we're going to talk about today, okay? Because the coin is not necessarily dead. There is a Luna 2.0, and then they have Luna Classic, which is the old coin, and which is being ran by the community, okay? But before we get into that, I want to talk a little bit about the Fed coin, or the Fed Now, which is coming out. This is something that I am not a big fan of, because it puts the trust of privacy into the central banks and the banking system, which is something that I am not a big fan of. Okay, so that is something that I wanted to bring to the attention. So before we just go into this article, I wanted to play this video of her so you guys can get in context of when they're actually trying to release this. Now, a lot of this had to do with the Ripple lawsuit, XRP lawsuit, which is, in my opinion, which is why they came after XRP, was to stall and give time for the central banking systems and the treasury, etc., to build their own blockchain, which is more centralized, which they can control. So that is in my opinion. But we'll play a little bit of a video.
I'm pleased to join you at the FedNow Early Adopter Workshop, with the technical testing phase of the FedNow service kicking off in mid-September.
So this is the vice chair, okay? This is the vice chair of the
early
Fed.
Adopters for the important investments you're making to prepare for the day when the FedNow service goes live. Together, we'll be ready to launch the FedNow service between May and July of 2023, bringing this innovative core instant payments infrastructure to financial institutions of every size across America. We've been working hard to deliver on time, but ultimately the number of American businesses and households that are able to access instant payments will depend on financial services providers making the necessary investments to upgrade our payments infrastructure. Together, we can ensure all Americans have access to a modern and reliable instant payment system. The payment system is a critical part of America's infrastructure that touches everyone. Americans rely on the payment system all day, every day to make purchases, pay bills, and get paid without ever needing to think about the complex infrastructure that's operating under the hood.
Now, this is how they're going to pitch it to you, all right? This is exactly how they're going to pitch it to you, as a convenience thing, okay? Now, I wanted to go back into this article right here, so get into exactly what FedNow is, how it works, and etc. Okay, and the fees that are associated with it. So FedNow is instant payment services. That's pretty much is going to, what they're trying to do with this is replace the ACH deposit, ACH debit card with this right here, and you'll see about it when I go into this. It says FedNow is an instant payment service for both individuals and businesses. Once launched, the service transaction limit will be 25K, 25,000. This means that FedNow be more useful for small businesses and retail payments needed until it is widely adopted and transaction limit grows. Similar to RTP, FedNow payments will operate year-round for businesses and individuals. Since funds will transfer and settle instantly, all payments are final and cannot be reversed. With this new infrastructure, people and small businesses can make real-time transactions through reserve banks accounts by participating banks. The key here is that transactions are only possible through FedNow participating banks. The hope is that FedNow will be adopted by more local banks, providing equity access to more people. Okay, so it's going to saying how much does it cost. So they've been testing this with different banks as early as first quarter of this year. So that's why in the video she was talking about they are actually ready to implement it as soon as next year is the summertime of next year, 2023. But in November they're to be cutting the connection on, cutting the switch on for the ISO 20 and the Great Reset or whatnot. So XRP is supposed to be going live with that. So, all right, and exactly, Trey. This will lead to the digital dollar, and this is the groundwork that they're having for the digital dollar for the CBDC, right here. The whole entire FedNow. All right. It says in early 2022, the Federal Reserve released pricing and fee details for the real-time settlement network. Because FedNow is government operated, it's mandated to break even and not turn a profit. A possible advantage of this is that FedNow may offer more competitive pricing than other payment systems, which encourages widespread adoption at a faster rate. The anticipated fees include a $25 monthly participation fee for routing transit numbers, all right, and a 45-cent per credit transfer fee that is paid for by the sender, including returns, and a 1% fee for a request for payment message that requesters must pay. This includes both new payment messages and returns. So in order to request payment, you're getting charged a 1% fee, and if you have a return as a business, if you have a return that you have to refund, you're getting a 1% fee on that. If you're doing a credit transfer, it'll be a 45% fee paid for by the person that's actually sending the transfer, including the returns. So if you have to, if the company that's doing the return, they also have to pay 45 cents fee per transfer. And then they're charging $25 just to participate in the system for all the businesses or whatnot. Okay. And so now this is how they're trying to pitch it. Okay. So it says, what are the benefits of the FedNow service? One of the biggest benefits of FedNow is that it offers support to more financial institutions, including smaller community banks. While RTP is equally efficient, it is not but ubiquitous. It is currently supported by select banks in the U.S. Many banks and non-bank payment services like Venmo and PayPal already offer instant payments or transfers through the RTP networks, but often at an additional fee. FedNow is designed to open up instant payment services to more banks. FedNow noted that they are uniquely positioned to build an instant payment infrastructure given their long history of operating payment systems to promote a safe, efficient, and broadly accessible payment structure. As adoption grows, more people can benefit from instant payments. Businesses can operate more efficiently with instant settlements, knowing exactly how much they have in their budget at any given time. This is also ideal for individuals who can access their paychecks faster. When sending money is cheaper and settling is faster, most businesses and individuals benefit. Now, this right here, I have a problem and an issue with this, because if you've been paying attention to what's going on in China, then you know that they've been using their central-bank digital currency to control the people that's been riding on the bank runs, etc. So we all know how government pitches something as is being good for you and protecting you, and in the end, it ends up turning out working against you. So yeah, this is something to be wary about. All right, so down here it says the Federal Reserve is hoping to launch this service as soon as practically possible, with a target release date of 2023. They are currently developing the necessary infrastructure, integrating it with the existing Federal Reserve systems, and collaborating with industry stakeholders on design to ensure faster payment and settlement services are available sooner. So I just wanted to bring this to you guys. So I know you've probably been seeing a lot about the FedNow, etc., on Facebook or on Twitter or on social media, etc. So I wanted to go ahead and just cover that part. And before we got into the Luna C. Now the Luna C, okay, this is Luna Classic. Okay, Luna Classic is the original Terra Classic, Terra Luna, and it's August 22nd, August 23rd. This was the price. It had 4 zeros and an 8 in front of it. Then it went up on this run. Well, the reason why the run started is because the community decided to band together and decided to just get behind the old coin, the Terra Luna Classic. Okay, and Terra Luna Classic, you have Terra 2.0, which is Do Kwon tried to fork and start to start all over again, but the community is still pushing the Terra Luna Classic. So that's why it started going like this. And it went so much so that the validators turned back on staking, which went live on August the 26th. Okay, so you have right here August 21st, well, the price right here was 4 zeros, all the way to August 24th, August 25th, August 26th. Staking got turned on because you had people that was buying it, anticipating staking. Staking got turned on August 26th, and then now look, the word got out that staking came back on, that the community voted on it, and it's running up. Okay, now they never did change the protocol of Terra. Okay, they never did change it. They have Terra 2.0. Okay, which is the same exact protocol, same exact type of blockchain, but they never did change it. And so this is one of the reasons why I feel like the people that started that moved to Terra 2.0 is going to originally move back to Terra Classic. Now, will Terra Classic go back to its all-time high of $120? I don't know, but in my opinion, it's definitely going to go back to 1 cent or at least 1 cent, a couple of pennies. And I'm going to give you the argument for why. We're going to go over it today and some of the things, in my opinion, to look out for as to why I personally have put a little money into this, and not advising anybody to, not telling anybody to. As always, do your own research. But I just wanted to do my due diligence as putting this in front of you guys so you can make the right decision or make a choice on whether if you want to jump in it or not. Okay. So this Terra 2.0, this is their website right here. And as you can see, they call their community the lunatics, whatnot. They still have people building on it. They still have developers building on it. They were building on 2.0, but the coin of Terra Classic just got revived in August. And so with all the hype and everything, all the community going back to that coin, you can best bet the developers exactly will go back to that coin, to that blockchain, because it would be seamless, as the protocols are exactly the same. All right, so you have right here Terra Classic upgraded. the Atomic Wallet. They even have Atomic Wallet upgraded for the Terra Classic. So now you can keep a Terra Classic or Luna C in your Atomic Wallet. So you couldn't do this after the crash. Okay, so now some of these wallets are starting to back activating the wallets for Terra Classic. Okay, now we have Binance, because well, before we get to that one, let's go to this right here. The community just voted on a 1.2 tax on tax burn on all transactions. Okay, so there's 6 trillion coins right now. The community voted to add the 1.2% tax to all validators on all transactions until the coin gets down to 10 billion coins. All right, so let's go over this little article real quick and see exactly what they're talking about, exactly what they're trying to do. All right, it says, upon the network's demise, Terra underwent a radical metamorphosis. There are currently 2 networks available, Terra 2.0 and Terra Classic, right, Luna C. However, many crypto enthusiasts believe the coin might be a good long-term investment. Recently, a suggestion to burn newly issued money made its way through the community, and now the hashtag Luna Classic is trending on Twitter. Recently, officials approved the developers' plan to restore the supply and demand economics of the original Terra ecosystem by imposing an extra 1.2% burn tax on all transactions. Furthermore, the community wants Binance to activate a 1.2 tax burns after the Terra Classic update, tightening the supply demand. Users want to increase demand for Luna C in order to drive up the price of USTC as the quantity of Luna C decreases over time. The strategy will only be successful if demand grows or remains stable. Not knowing whether people will resort to the network more than resources run out is a major concern. Luna C validators have approved a proposal to update Terra to version 0.522 will soon be able to do so. Okay, and they just did that on August 26th. So all the validators are now instituting the 1.2 burn tax for Terra Luna. Okay, so they're all instituting now, all the validators now, and they're trying to get some of the big exchanges to institute it as well. And I think some of the small exchanges are doing it. Okay. Yeah. Now, it says, as a result of the positive development, supporters drove the price up sometime upon the implementation of the network's burn tax. An increase in the trading volume is inevitable because it only increases on the Terra Classic test network. The upgrade is not very widespread, okay? And that was the cause of this, of that right there, okay? Because it's reviving itself, all right? The 1.2, this is big, all right? It already had a large community. The coin was already $119 before the crash. The community, not only did they do that, they also did an airdrop of coins, of the 2.0 coins, and they're doing another airdrop of the Phoenix. And we'll get into that as well. All right, right here, UK-based exchange pledges support for Terra Luna Classic. Revival through weekly burns. Came out September 2nd, right here. This is a very up-to-date article. Very up-to-date. The UK-based exchange has declared support for joining Luna C investors and reviving the crypto asset. The move, according to the exchange, is to support the ongoing burn program of Luna C launched by investors of the crypto assets. According to a recent announcement, Wi-Fi will send all tokens obtained from the tax imposed on the Luna C transactions to an Inferno wallet address created by the Terra community. And notice you keep saying everything right here, community. Community means everything. Okay, if you have a large community and you can rise up from the ashes like the Phoenix. Okay, now if they didn't have a large community that actually believed in that coin before the crash, then it would be hard to do. But they had over 1 million followers on Twitter. The community was very big. This coin made lots of millionaires before the crash, and so it's a lot of people that are still holding their Terra coins. Okay. It says Wi-Fi Crypto has recognized the opportunity to assist in one of the most demoralized communities in the industry by implementing a burning tax on the Luna C transactions on their platform. Specifically, all transactions will be taxed at 1.2%, which will be wholly sent to the Luna C burn wallet weekly. The exchange said in a statement. It said that the standard transaction fees will still apply alongside the 1.2% burn, adding that the exchange will not send the transactions fees to the Luna C burn wallet. Okay. Now it goes on down here to talks about how what happened with Terraform, with the Terraform Labs, etc. But we won't go into that. Okay, but I do have some more big news right here. Now we have one of the largest exchanges in Mexico is now supporting the Luna C upgrade and the burning of Luna trading fees. So we have one big exchange that's supporting the 1.2% tax. Now you have FTX that is going to support the upgrade, which supported the 1.2% tax. That's another large exchange now. Now let's see, what do we have here? Okay, Binance unveils new changes for Terra Luna Classic and USDC deposits and withdrawals. Okay, and they're doing this because they are going to start instituting it, or it is speculation now that they're going to start instituting this burn. So this is so as you can see, the researchers is coming. Now, to get back on the Twitter, okay, as you can see, Atomic Water's already added it on there. You have, listen to what CG said.
How BNB chain is going to develop in this bear market as well. One quick question before we go to a quick sponsor break. There is roughly like 500 people asking me about this Luna Classic burn in the YouTube chat. What's going on with the Luna Classic burn? Why are people asking about this? Do you know anything about this?
In fact, actually, I did ask my team because I also saw a bunch of messages about that. I was like, what is this Luna Classic burn? But no one's clear what exactly that burn's supposed to be. Is the team burning it? Is the exchanges burning it? Is it somebody else burning it? Should we charge a fee of like 1.3% for every deposit and burn 1%?
Now listen to what he's saying. I'm gonna go back and rewind it back so you can hear it. I'm gonna wind it back from the beginning, okay? Because if Binance, one of the number 2 exchange, if they institute the burn too, it's gonna be a lot of coins burned. That price to 1 cent, 10 cent, it's gonna be there. It may take a while, it may not take a while, but burning 1.2%, keep in mind it's under a penny. Okay, so you can get millions of coins for for cheap. So it's gonna burn 1% of however many million that you're buying.
And how BNB chain is going to develop in this bear market as well. One quick question before we go to a quick sponsor break. There is roughly like 500 people asking me about this Luna Classic burn in the YouTube chat. What's going on with the Luna Classic burn? Why are people asking about this? Do you know anything about this?
In fact, actually, I did ask my team because I also saw a bunch of messages about that. I was like, what is this Luna Classic burn? But no one's clear what exactly that burn's supposed to be. Is the team burning it? Is the exchanges burning it? Is it somebody else burning it? Should we charge a fee of like 1.3% for every deposit and burn 1.2% of it? No one knows. Like, should we burn that? Should we burn that the revenue we make? Should we go 0 fees on Luna? So it's not clear what exactly that proposal is. It just says the community support anybody burning 1.2% of their own Luna. Great. So should we just burn all of our users Luna? I think if we take a pool of asking specific users if they're willing to burn 1.2% of their Luna they hold, most people will probably say no. So I'm not sure what that means exactly. So I did ask our team. But we'll figure it out. I think as long as there's a common, consistent way, a fair way that applies to everybody, we're more than happy to support whatever the community agrees on.
Amazing. Go for it, Ryan.
Anytime someone says Luna, I still get PTSD. Yeah. So I just like
this is Luna.
So you heard what CG said right there. He said if they figured out what it is and they get the complete rundown of it, then they will institute it. Okay. Now we have right here. All right, TFL has updated the Classic Network site one step at a time, and as you can see, it has Terra Classic documents on there. Okay, so you see the hype is building back up for Terra Luna. Luna Classic community is quickly becoming an unstoppable force, and the building has just begun. Make no mistake, many builders that left for Terra 2.0 will find their way back to Luna Classic because their user base will be too strong to be ignored. User base equals community. Community equals user base. If the community is more so behind Terra Classic or Luna C than they are behind Terra 2.0, and you're a developer and Terra 2.0 uses the exact same protocol as Luna Classic, what decision would you make? Would you continue building on Terra 2.0? Or would you migrate back to Terra Classic to where your community is? It's a no-brainer. Okay, it's a no-brainer. All right. Let me see here. It says staking. Okay. So I showed you guys when the coin got revived, right here, August 25th, around in that area, around in that time, August 23rd, August 25th, okay. And look, just 7% of the total supply has already been staked, okay. That means total value locked. If it's staked and it's locked, that means it's taken out of circulation, okay. It's locked up for whatever period of time, okay. And this right here goes to show you, right here, this is the amount staked. This is the amount total, 6 trillion. This is the amount staked, 483 billion, which is 77%. And right now with the 50% tax, community pool right here, etc. All right. Now, let me see here. Here was the article right here on their Medium. Okay, on Terra Luna's Medium. I wanted to go over this as well. It says, if you have not heard of Luna Classic, you have been living in the cave for the past 3 months. Luna Classic completely burned through all the negative crypto market sentiment and ushered in a new optimism, backed by real value and potential bright future. All right, I told you this is going to be a heavy show about Luna. Okay, a heavy show about Luna. After collapsing from the highs of $119 to the abysmal price of, as you can see right here, way under a penny, forked and left to die, Luna Classic was successfully revived by the Terra Rebels group on August the 26th, with the passing of a new validator team, making Luna Classic the first and only community-owned Layer 1 platform in the crypto world. Okay? So, yes, I think Terra was, I'm not sure if Terra was ISO 2022 compliant, Obsidian. I'm not sure. I need to look into that. But it was only a few coins that are, but I don't think Terra was one of them. But Terra is decentralized, so it's more so it would fit under the SEC guidelines as actual decentralized, because as you can see right here, the community voted for a new validated team, and it's community owned now, so it's actually true decentralized. So you wouldn't worry about SEC issues or etc., because it is actually a true decentralized blockchain. But as far as the ISO 2022, I'm not exactly sure. I'm not exactly sure about that. That's something I need to look into. That's a good question though. This is not historical. It is the very reason why I personally believe that Luna Classic, being owned by its lunatic global community, has the potential to make us all rich. Immediately after passing the new governance validator initiative, Luna Classic took off, rising over 40% in a day, when Bitcoin tumbled over 2% from 21K to 19.5. The pump did not stop there. It continued for a few days as staking was introduced on August 28th, further exploding the volume and price of Luna Classic to 3 zeros and 12 cents, all the way to 3 zeros 32. In fact, Luna Classic has risen over 200% in the last 14 days, with trading volumes reaching as high as 1.7 billion, beating all the cryptocurrencies in the entire market. All right. And so it goes on to say how Luna could actually make you rich. I'll read a little bit of this. It says, first, let us consider the obvious. We have Luna Classic, a Layer 1 platform, trading at a deeply discounted price. As you can see, deeply discounted, and I agree. This means as an investor, you have a unique opportunity to purchase large quantities of smart contract-enabled proof-of-stake platform at a fraction of the current price of competing Layer 1s like Ethereum, Cardano, Polkadot, Solana. With a small investment, you can secure a large amount of tokens that you can stake a good return and hodl for future growth potential. Second, Luna Classic has the most energized global community in the crypto ecosystem. Remember what I told you? They have 1.1 million followers on Twitter, okay? And Twitter is where everything in crypto happens. If you want to know what's going on, get on Twitter. All right, so as you can see, the article says they have the most energized global community, which I agree. The lunatics owners of the Luna Classic ecosystem. Again, the community owns this ecosystem, so it's truly decentralized. Are highly motivated and organized behind their token. They want Luna Classic to succeed, possibly reaching $1 in the next 5 years. Thus, there's a strong commitment to support the token instead of trading it for a quick profit. This is why we have seen Luna Classic pump and then stabilize at nearly 70% of the upward movement of the token. Since reaching an all-time high of 3 zeros 30 cents, it has retraced only about 16%. Okay. Third, Luna Classic has a phenomenal growth plan. At the core of this plan is an aggressive 1.2% burn tax proposal currently set to go on chain September the 12th. All right, so remember, all the validators and everybody has been updating and doing the updates in preparation for this burn. Okay, so September the 12th is when it's actually going to go live. All right, so Luna's going to be getting burnt on September the 12th, and I think they said they may push it back another week, but it's already it'll be sometime, I think they said between the 12th and the 22nd, but we're more so pushing towards the 12th. Okay, and no, the community is very excited about this because they're trying to burn down from 6 trillion tokens down to 10 billion. And like I said earlier, if once the major exchanges, once they pick up and do the updates, then you'll start to see quite a considerable amount of Luna C, Terra Classic, being burnt on the transactions. Okay, and we're going to get into it. I want to show you, pull up some of that, the burns, and you can see how much is being burned daily here in a minute, so stay tuned. Okay, once on chain, this token burning mechanism will also be introduced on major exchanges, as we already covered. MXC, they've already did it, as we can see right here. There's the article. They supported the upgrade and burning. Okay, what was it? I lost my article. That wasn't it. There you go. MAC, KuCoin, Binance, Kraken. Now these two right here, these two are very, very important because you have the number 2 in Binance Exchange, and then you have one of the top 10 in KuCoin. Okay, probably top 5 in KuCoin. Now, when they start instituting those burns, okay, now when I say in the top 10 and top 2, I mean in volume and in traffic and in users, okay? So once they start instituting this right here, then you'll start to see a whole lot of momentum, and you'll start seeing a lot of price actions go up. You have, especially if Coinbase does it, follow suit, and then some of the other major European exchanges follow suit as well, then you'll see price action start to rise considerable. It says the proposal essentially collects 1.2% of every trade. So it collects 1.2% of every trade and buy and sell, and utilizes the tax proceeds to purchase units of Luna Classic and send it to a burn wallet. Okay, so let's go over that again. So it collects 1.2% of every buy and 1.2% of every sell. Then it uses that tax proceeds, that 1.2%, to buy and purchase Luna Classic and send it to a burn wallet. That's how the burn is actually working. That's the mechanisms, the mechanics of the actual burn. Okay, so just in case you were wondering, all right. So in addition to the on-chain and exchange, and in addition to the on-chain and exchange tax burning mechanism, some validators, like all nodes, have also committed to allocating the staking fees to burning additional tokens. So now that's big as well. So you have the validators that are validating the network and providing staking pools on chain that are now taking the fees that they're getting and buying up Luna C and sending it to the Inferno or / the burn wallet as well. Do they have an estimate of Luna one should have to reach data? I'm thinking about 40 something million. If you have like 40 to 44 million, then you'll be a multi-millionaire when it hits a penny. Okay, 44, anything over 40 million to make you a multi-millionaire. When I say multi-millionaire, I mean around between 10 and 15 mil. I think you can get right now when the price was 4 zeros and 4 zeros and 12 cents. I think $1,000 would have got you 40 something mil. I'm not sure exactly what it would do now, but we could take a look at that here in a minute. As soon as I finish this article, we can go to Coin Market Cap and take a look and see how much 40 something million coins is. Okay. In addition to the on-chain and exchange tax, okay, we already read that right there. All right, so essentially there's a strong mechanism in place supported by the entire ecosystem, including exchanges and validators, to reduce the outstanding Luna Classic tokens from the current 6.5 trillion mark all the way down to possibly 10 billion units. Okay, so that is this for the burn, and if that happens, or when that happens, then you will see that price go up. You'll see the price go crazy, parabolic, as you say, to the moon. This reduction in the overall token supply is expected to have a tremendous positive impact on the price of Luna Classic. Fourth, unlike other platforms, as an investor in Luna Classic, you are in fact an owner and co-manager of the Luna Classic network. You are free to submit proposals for voting consideration and also vote on other proposals submitted by Luna Classic holders. This is not possible with other blockchains where the ownership and management is controlled by the group of founders, early investors. With Luna Classic, you have a say-so in the future of the ecosystem, which is why I say it is truly SEC compliant. It is truly decentralized, so you wouldn't have to have a problem with that unless they just targeting. Okay, fifth, Luna Classic is a proven product. It competed with all major layer 1 platforms prior to its collapse. You are not making an investment into an asset which is unknown. Luna Classic was trading at $119 a unit before the depeg of its algorithmic token, UST. In fact, you would be making an investment into an asset which has been reorganized under a better management and development team. The Terra Rebels team, which is an accomplished group of volunteer developers who have proven that they are more than capable of managing the revival and the future of the Luna Classic team. So all of this team right here was voted on by the community to take over Terra Classic. So they're not associated with Terra 2.0. They're not associated with Do Kwon, none of that. And the community. Obsidian says 40 million. So right now at the current rate, $10,000 to get you 40 million. So $10,000 gets you 40 million, but if it hits a penny or so, it'll have you multi-millionaire. So, etc. The only difference is that they are doing this work pro bono for the community and without any stake into this platform. This level of volunteerism has never been done in crypto, so they're actually revolutionizing and doing something that nobody's actually done before by volunteering to be the team, the development team for the community in order to revive the crypto coin. Okay, and let's see here. It says they're not even getting paid. They're doing it pro bono. It says it goes a long way to show the amount of love and hope Luna Classic has awakened around the world. And this right here is what I'm saying. The community is humongous. The community is big. The community is a very good community. It's a special community. It's one of the ones that you don't very rarely see in crypto. I've seen it a couple of times in the NFT space, people that have revived rug pools, etc. But as far as a whole entire blockchain, I haven't. And as you can see, it says, lastly, what is the definition of being rich? Is it owning $1 million or $100 billion? For some, owning $1 million, etc. But Luna Classic has the potential to generate those levels of wealth, a potential that is unique and possibly will never be available again as the crypto space matures. Now that I agree with. As the years go along, as the volatility becomes stable, as more regulation comes out, it's going to be kind of hard to throw in there $1,000 and make a meal. Or throw in $1,000 and make a couple of 100,000, 800,000, etc. You won't be seeing those too much longer. Okay, those days of doing that is getting very, very slim. You can still happen. There's still opportunities for that to happen, but those days of those happening, in abundance, are getting very, very slim. All right. Now, once it was possible to purchase Bitcoin below $1, and because it was low in that price, a lot of people discounted its potential and only began purchasing it when it reached above 1,000 a coin. We call it FOMO, which is exactly what it is, fear of missing out. When a token like Luna Classic is trading low, as it is at this moment, we tend to discount its function and potential because we associate its value with its price, and that can't be farther from the truth. Okay, because like I said, it won't take nothing for the developers. Not only did I say it, what did he say? Many builders that left for Terra 2.0 will find their way back to Luna Classic because the user base, aka community, will be too big to be ignored. Exactly. It says, now we're accustomed to the false narrative that a higher price item must be better because it's expensive. Like Bitcoin in its infancy, Luna Classic is being discounted for its low price. We're not seeing the innate potential of the token, being that it is layer 1 ecosystem with over 50 projects being developed on its network. All right, so it's already have 50 projects being developed. A token that is listed on all major exchanges. Yep, because look, it's still listed on every major exchange because they did the when the fork, they did the airdrop of the fork, and people the exchanges had to keep the wallets, so it never did go anywhere. So Terra Classic is still on all the major exchanges. Okay, a community-owned platform that has a global following, able to generate nearly $2 billion in trade in 24 hours. $2 billion was traded in 24 hours. Okay, that's big. For me, this, and for me too, not only is for the writer of the article, but also for me, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to own a Layer 1 platform token like Ethereum, Cardano, Solana, or Polkadot at a fraction of a dollar. In fact, I remember purchasing Cardano when it was still trading at 4 cents. These opportunities do not always come back. And Cardano reached the all-time high of $3 a coin in 2021. Sure, it is trading now 43 cents, you would argue. But can you imagine the amount of money you would have made if you invested $10,000 on Cardano when it was trading at 4 cents? You would have netted $750,000 at the all-time high price. Okay? Similarly, a $10,000 investment today in Luna Classic would purchase you about 40 million tokens. If these tokens reach a meager price of 1 cent, you will have 400,000. Okay, well, like I said, if you have 400,000, but if it hits $1, 40 million. Should they reach 10 cents, you have 40 million. So if you put 10,000 into Luna Classic right now, and 10 cents should be your target. Okay, it could be before then. I mean, it could be like 3 cents or whenever you hit your first meal. But if you want 4 million, you wait to 10 cents. Not bad for a Layer 1 platform. Now again, don't go throw $10,000 into this just because I'm reading this article and I'm saying this. All right, do your own research. This is not financial advice. Okay, just have to get that in there. Of course, you invested 10,000 in Luna Classic, absolute bottom of the price, and you're already swimming. Right. So when it crashed, okay, if you put in 10,000 then, you've already made 2.5 million just by going up that 400% in those couple of days. Now, this was the bottom right here. Let's look. So this was the bottom. The actual bottom was right here, but they didn't even say that one. They said this one. They said this bottom right here. That was just August the 20th. So if you would put $10,000 right here, August the 20th, and sold on September the 1st, which was what, 11 days later, you would have made $2.5 million. $2.5 million. All right. Now, this right here is the site right here, docs.terra.money, where it goes over the exchange migration rate, etc. You can look and see the exact white paper on the original Terra Classic, and you can see exactly the details about it. And then here it goes into the airdrop. Now I mentioned earlier in the live stream about the airdrop. The 2.0 Terra 2.0 was doing the airdrop. So what happened was this right here. Those that own the Terra coin, once the price crashed, they decided to fork to Terra 2.0, and they gave everybody a airdrop of Terra 2.0. Now they're doing a Phoenix airdrop of everybody who has Terra 2.0. Okay, so we're just going to read a little bit of this right here, and then after that I'll go into some of the analytics of the Terra, and then we'll go into the charts, and I'll let you guys ask me to look at whatever coin that you want to look at on the charts. Okay. As part of the transition to Terra 2.0, Luna coins will be airdropped to Luna, now called Luna C, as UST holders based on 2 snapshots outlined on the ecosystem revival plan. So this is the information on the airdrop. So the Luna 1 billion, this is 2.0, okay? When it says Luna is referencing the 2.0. Luna C is referencing Terra Classic, so keep that in mind. All right, so they took the snapshot from the community pool, 30% allocated, etc., 35% from the pre-attack, which is 350 million, etc. This shows you how they're going to lock it, okay? This is the airdrop calculation. This is how they calculated it right here. For people who had UST and Luna pre-attack, they get this amount, and the people who bought it after the attack, they get this amount. Okay, this is the UST, the US Terra stablecoin. If they bought it, they get this amount. At Terra Classic, they get this amount, etc. And this is what they use, the exchange rates and everything. And you can see this right here on the medium.com/Terra Money. I'll highlight that for you right there, just so you guys can go back and look at it at your later convenience. This also goes into right here the airdrop and for the Phoenix, etc. And you can go back to that at your own convenience. Now the analytics, okay. This right here is terra.classic.aurorastake.com. As you can see, now the amount staked has went up from 7% to 7.2%. All right. So the more people are buying, the more they're staking, and the more they're staking because you're getting insane rewards right now. I think the rewards you're getting are like what, 14%. As you can see, one validator is getting 19%, one validator is getting 32%, etc. Okay, these are all the validators right here that you can stake. That are running staking pools for Terra Classic. As you can see, there are all of these validators, 93. All right. They keep in mind they just instituted the staking back again on August the 28th. August the 28th. All right. And as you can see, people are starting back staking. Now each validator gets voting percentage on the protocol. Okay. As you can see. And now let's go over here. This right here is the network status. As you can see, this is the amount of Luna that's totally being staked, 495 billion. Okay, and then we have the staking RPI, 396%. You're getting that high percentage right now because the coin has just been revived, and it's opportune time to lock it up and get that high interest rate. Okay. So that's something that you might want to look into. And where do you stake? You can stake it inside of Terra Station. Terra Station is the wallet that they use. And let's see here. They do have the browser. Do have the web browser. But Terra Station is the official wallet. As you can see, this is it. It's done 21 million in volume in the last 24 hours. This is showing the 2.0 right here, okay? 2.0, if you stake 2.0, 14%, etc. But you can go right here to the stake. Shows the same validators that I showed you a minute ago. Okay? Wallet, etc. And that's that. Now, back to the charts. Now's a good time to buy it. As you can see, it's forming a bull flag. A big bull flag. And actually, it's going to run up in this triangle right here. If you can see, pin it, flag, so it's going to chop up in here until it runs out of room, and it's either going to go up or it's going to go down. All right, and you're going to look at this RSI right here. As you can see, when the RSI is oversold or overbought, it has to come back down. Look at the correlation. All right. Now, as well as the MACD. Now, when you get across down here on this MACD back up, you see a little bit of price action go up. Okay, but for right now, it is overbought, and it's in overbought territory, so I expect it to pull back. So, I mean, you could buy some right now, but this is the 4-hour chart. So, let's go on the 1-hour chart, see which way it's going to move. This is the 1-hour chart. As you can see, it's already starting to pull down a little bit. So, and more than likely, it's probably going to come down to touch this right here to 2-3. You got a 60% chance it breaks to the downside down here to 2-3, and that's where I would have my entry point in right here, around 2-3, 2-4, under 2-4, 2-3. Okay, I would possibly buy some now and then have the bulk of my money sitting waiting for it to touch down right here before I go ahead and enter into that market. All right, and this is Luna C. Okay, this is the Terra Classic, coin, and as you can see, it's bull flagging, right? You have an upward trend line. Start from that bottom. You got that upper trend line. As you can see the flag, the bull pennant It's running right up in there. It's running out of the room. Okay, so it's actually running out of room here. It continue though. Now it'll chop here for a few days, and then it will most likely you'll see a little leg up. Okay, depending on how much volume is coming in. As you can see, all that volume that came in, it pushes the price action up, and it makes it overbought. And so I would wait for a pullback around. If it hits under 2.5, anywhere under 2.5, 3 zeros, 2.5 is when I would pull the trigger and start to buy in. Now, is there any coin? Put in the chat any coin you want me to look at before while I'm pulling up Bitcoin. So if there's a coin you want me to look at, you want me to pull up, then go ahead and pull up Bitcoin, or put it in the chat, and I'll go ahead and pull it up, and we'll take a look. All right, this is Bitcoin. This is 1 hour chart. Go to this 4 hour chart. And Bitcoin is chopping. It's still on a downward trend. Okay, it's still on a downward trend until it does something different. Then I would expect more downside movement. Look how volatile it's looking. See the SMAs, and then look, it's still following alongside the 21 SMA. Now, if the 21 crosses this 50 right here and it pulls up, you'll see price action come upward. Okay, but it until I see the 50 crossing the 200, which is the 200 SMA, is way up here. You have the 100, the 80, and the 50 and the 21. Then I'm still bearish on Bitcoin. Okay, my price targets are still between 15K and 7K being the bottom. All right, so until I see a move way up in here, then I'm not bullish on Bitcoin right now. Okay, Bitcoin needs to move up in here and have a higher high up in here before I get bullish. Go look at the daily. Now, normally Bitcoin makes a move on Sunday at night, and it's just been trading sideways, hadn't made a move upward or downward. So we'll see what it does in the morning. But as you can see the downward trend. See the downward trend over here. This is the weekly. All right, you having green day, red, green, red. Might be green, but as you can see, the selling pressure right here is not looking good. So your buying pressure is probably going to start coming back in. It'll probably run back up here, up here, have a double top right here at 20K for 470. Maybe go a little bit above before it comes right back down here to another double bottom, triple bottom, 19K 869. This is the daily though. Look at the weekly. And as you can see, to put things in perspective, this is the weekly, still in red. Bitcoin ended this week in the red, and the weekly ends on Sunday night, ends in the red. It had the buying power, but it still ended in red. So now, what coin we're gonna look at next? Let me look at this ES1. Now, Bitcoin has been following this right here. If you don't know, this is the S&P 500 E-mini futures. Bitcoin has been following this to the T. So if you want to get ahead on this right here, look at this right here along with the Bitcoin chart, and you can see exactly what Bitcoin is going to do. And as you can see, the S&P is turning red, Bitcoin is turning red. Just to show you that the orange is the Bitcoin chart, okay? The orange is the Bitcoin chart, and as you can see, let me get it right. Cut off some of this, take the volume off, there we go. So as you can see, Bitcoin doing exactly as the stock market is doing. Stock market crash, Bitcoin crashes. Goes up, stock market goes up, Bitcoin goes up. Boom, boom, boom. Right? Exactly. Now, this downward trend is going to continue going down. You have a high, a lower high, a lower high, and a lower high. Okay? So unless you get a higher high up in here, it's not going to do any type of reversal. Expect it to fall down under here, and expect Bitcoin to fall under the 19K. Expect Bitcoin to fall under 19K. And this is what you have with Bitcoin in the stock market. High, lower high, lower high, a little bit lower high, almost a double top, and now you're getting a lower high. You're getting a triple top right here. You got a head and shoulders right here. If you can't see the head and shoulders, I'm about to circle it for you. You got the left shoulder, the head, right shoulder, price action fall. Okay. So that's Bitcoin. Let's look at XRP real quick, or Ethereum, before we go down there. Ethereum. Oh man, let me do that. Let's go back here. Take that off. All right, there we go. So this is Ethereum chart. Nice little rounded bottom right here. It could push up above this right here, but I don't see it going past any higher than 16,047, as you have resistance that's been forming right there. And I'm about to show you where all the resistance, how many times you got resistance 1 right here. We got resistance 2 right here. Okay, you got resistance 3, 4, 5. So that 1,649 has been a major resistance point for Ethereum. So expect it to fall back down. Even if it breaks past this right here, don't expect it to go further than $1,645 before falling back down to retest this support, which will 15,000, which will be support. But it looks like it's still showing its resistance, as it's not breaking through that, and it sold off with the volume. As you can see, RSI charts right here looks like it's ranging. So I would be accumulating Ethereum right now. It's accumulation mode. You need a higher high to a reversal pattern. Okay. Now you can trade these support and resistance lines. Okay. If you're a day trader, or if you're interested in making trade, you can trade these these ceilings, resistance line, and these support lines as it's ranging. Okay. Let's look at the hour chart. See what it's going to do. When in doubt, go into the smaller time frame. You see exactly what's going on. So the hour chart, as you can see, is starting to fall back down. So my opinion is going to fall back down in the next 4 hours to test this $1,520 trend line. Okay. Now, let's see. Let's look at XRP. Where are we? XRP. There we go. Now XRP. And just to tell you guys a little something about XRP. Now, when XRP hits 21 cents, that is when I am considering the bottom of the entire crypto market. Okay, XRP does not move that much, doesn't move up or down hardly at all. And the thing about it is so it would need to drop. Let me see, how much would it need to drop from its current price to 21 cents? It would need to drop 35%, which is not much. Crypto can do that, does that, has in the past. But I would need a 39% market drop in XRP for it to be the market bottom. Okay, it's going to be around 21 cents. That's why I know the market bottom is going to be. That's some alpha for you guys. All right, so from some of my insiders and some of my crypto heads and mentors that I'm passing along to you guys. Now, as you can see, it's ranging, and same thing, high, lower highs, and it's just ranging back and forth. It's accumulation stage. All right, it's not too much is not being bought, too much is not being sold. RSI is looking stable, and so it's ranging. That's why you're seeing the ranging sideways. Now, normally when you have the reverse head and shoulders, normally it leads to parabolic price action. You got left shoulder, head, right shoulder, whatnot, and normally you have price action go up. It goes touchdown, come up, and boom, boom, boom. But the way that these markets have been going and all the news that's been coming out lately and regulation, etc., it's kind of hard to tell if that in fact indeed is going to be the case. But you would need to see something up in here before you should get bullish on XRP, all right? Above 37 cents, 38 cents. It would need to come back up here and touch this 39 cents and break through that before I would actually get bullish on any, or anything close to that, okay? So that's that. All right, so any other coin y'all want to look at, put it in the chat. Let me know what else y'all want to see. It looks like the first poll, we had 50-50 about the Fed system. 50% of you said that you would participate in the Fed system, and 50% said that you won't. And for that second poll, looks like it said we had one person said that you think that Luna will reach 1 cent, and they said no. So yeah, and that, it'll take a while, Just for a disclaimer, it'll take a while for it to get there, but now is the time that you want to invest into it and sit on it, forget about it until you see that target frame that you've been looking for. Okay, that's something that you don't want to pass up. Like I said, it is a layer 1. It does have a lot of people that was building on it in the past that migrated over to 2.0 that in my opinion will come back to Luna. So the price of the coin is let's see here. Right now it's down 2%. It's a little slightly pulled back, but as you can see, it was all the way down right here. 3 zeros, 4 zeros. Hold on, let's see. Actually way down to here. It won't even say the price. There it goes. But yeah, so 4 zeros and 57, which is crazy. 4 zeros and 2. So if you would have put $1,000 into this right here, you would have been when it crashed back here in April, and like some people I know put some money into it, and they're up big time right now. They're up way big right now, big time. So I appreciate you guys and everybody that came to hang out with me tonight on this Sunday night edition of the Hangout. We do this every Sunday, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, and tune in and try to bring you guys the greatest and the latest in the crypto news so you can make the best decision and the best choice when it comes to these markets. All right, and if you like the content, you like the video, you like the live, please like, subscribe, and share the content to those that share the same sentiment as you do in the crypto space. All right, until next Sunday, I will see you later. This is CryptoCRANE.